welcome to your 15-minute workout. Today's focus will be on your back and your shoulders and rotator cuff. So you're going to need at least one of these. A weighted medicine ball, this one's 2 pounds, or a hand weight, a free weight that's between 1 and 2 pounds. You could use a can. Or a resistance band, preferably a lighter one such as a red one or a yellow one. Stay away from the black or silver. But to start off, we don't need any of them. So set them aside, but make sure they're within reach. Start by lying on your back. Both knees are bent, feet are wide, knees are knock-kneed, and you're in neutral pelvis. If you need to take a moment, get your triangle set up, get that triangle parallel to the ceiling, and reach your fingertips to the ceiling. And you're going to take a deep breath in, flip the shoulder blades away from the mat. And as you exhale, relax the shoulder blades back down. Inhale and reach up towards the ceiling. And exhale and relax. The arms will stay parallel to each other the entire time. We're just feeling the shoulder blades glide away from each other, which brings the fingertips towards the ceiling. And as the shoulder blades glide towards each other and towards your spine, that brings them back down to the mat a couple more times. Taking deep breaths in and out. Last one. And keep the shoulder blades relaxed. Rotate your palms to face forward. Shoulder blades are not only relaxed onto the mat, but they're also relaxed away from your ears. On your next exhale, send both arms over your head, keeping your neutral pelvis, keeping your neutral spine, keeping the shoulder blades away from the ears, and then inhale, bring the fingertips back to the ceiling. And again, exhale and send both arms over your head. And inhale, bring the fingertips to the ceiling. More than likely, you will not be able to bring the arms all the way to the floor. And keep your neutral pelvis and neutral spine. So that is okay. And if you feel that one arm can go further than the other, only go as far as you can with the less flexible arm. 2 more times. Exhale, drawing the navel in towards your spine, and send both arms over your head. Elbows stay straight, and then bring the fingertips back to the ceiling. 1 more time. Good. Now come up to sitting. You can sit on a chair. You can sit with the legs extended out in front of you, crisscross, or in a diamond shape, whatever is most comfortable for you. And you're going to need, if you have one, your resistance band. It's not necessary, but if you have one, have it nearby. For your next exercise, you're going to turn your palms to face up. Elbows are bent at 90 degrees, and elbows are in by your side. So keeping those elbows in, your collarbones wide and the shoulder blades wide. Take your palms out away from each other. And then bring your hands back towards each other. So the forearms start parallel to each other. The hands move away, but the elbows do not. And then bring the hands back towards each other. Repeat that again. And you're only going as far back as you can go, where you feel that the shoulder blades stay wide. They should not squeeze together. It's just a movement of the arm and the socket. We're going to do quite a few repetitions, so you have the option of doing it without the TheraBand. And if you're doing it without the TheraBand, as you bring the arms out to the side, stay there for a moment, see how far back you can bring those arms, and then come forward again. So you should start to fatigue around the shoulder, especially in the back. So if you have a shirt on, kind of along the back seam of your shirt where your sleeve connects into the body of the shirt. And if you want a little more resistance, grab your resistance band. I said a yellow or a red. And there should not be any slack, but it shouldn't be really, really tight. Keep the elbows in by your sides and stretch out the TheraBand. In either version of the exercise that you're doing, you can do it both hands at the same time. If you feel like that's too much to think about, you can do one hand at a time, one arm at a time. Do 5 to 10 on that side, and then switch sides. Your choice. Or you can do both hands at the same time. And especially if you do have a shoulder or arm injury, I would recommend that you do one arm at a time, at least initially, if there is a big discrepancy between one arm, one shoulder versus the other. Keep drawing your navel in towards your spine and sitting up tall. I'm going to do quite a few repetitions, as I said before, anywhere between 15 and 30 of these, especially if you're not using resistance. And the resistance bands are the lightest of the bands. So small, it's a small exercise, but many repetitions. Let's do a few more. You should start to feel, as I said before, your shoulder fatiguing, not the top of your shoulder, not up by your neck, but around the seam of your shirt, especially in the back of where your sleeve connects into the body of your shirt. And one more. And then set the TheraBand aside. Give yourself a little massage if you need to. Do some shoulder rolls. And then reach your arms out to the side. Give yourself a big hug. And now reach back out to the side and push the right palm to the right, the left palm to the left, and then turn your head side to side. You may have a kind of a tingly sensation down the arms. You may feel it even all the way down to your fingertips, or in certain parts of the arm, maybe in the elbow or the palm. This is a nerve flossing exercise, so it does feel a bit nervy. And one more time to the right, one more time to the left, and lower the arms back down. Now come into child's pose. Feet are together, knees are apart. You can put a bolster or a pillow underneath your tush if going to this much knee flexion is just uncomfortable. That's an option, or you could bring yourself into puppy pose, which is with the tush up in the air. Your choice. So resting on a pillow or a yoga bolster or a foam roller would also work, or having the tush a bit more up in the air. The elbows are bent, forehead's resting on the mat. Keep your tush wherever it is. As you inhale, float your forehead off, lift your chin slightly, and then send your sternum forward and up, trying to bend backwards at your brow strap, your navel still in towards your spine, and then lower back down. So as you come into these child's pose mini swans, you're not throwing the head back and creasing the back of the neck very much. You're trying to crease at your bra strap in the back, and then lower. And then again. And your neck is long. Elbows stay down. Tush stays down. Couple more. And one more. And then come onto your stomach. Legs are stretched out behind you. Legs are slightly separated. Get your triangle so it's parallel to the floor. So draw your navel in. Drop the pubic bone down slightly. Have the arms out in cactus pose. So arms are wide, potentially even off onto the floor. And then rest your forehead down to the mat. And again, float your forehead off. Lift the chin, lift the chest, and come into mini swan. And then lower back down. And again, inhale into mini swan. And exhale and lower. On the next one, you're going to stay in mini swan. On your next exhale, lift both arms and lower your arms. And lift both arms and lower your arms. And lift both arms and lower them. And lift them and lower them. And then lower your forehead back down. Now stretch the arms out to the side. And you're going to take your arms and just rotate them forward and backwards from the shoulder. So it's not just the hand, not just the wrist moving, but the entire arm. So the shoulders will roll up towards your ears and away from your ears. Now roll the arms back to bring the shoulders away from your ears. So try to get the thumbs aimed up towards the ceiling. Check that your triangle is parallel to the floor, so navel's drawing in. You feel a little activation in the gluteal folds, and then lift both arms and then lower them. And you can do this with your forehead on the mat, or you can do it in mini swan. Your choice. Lift both arms and lower your arms. Try to really actively reach the right fingertips to the right and the left fingertips to the left.
Once again, the shoulders are away from the ears, so you're trying to aim those thumbs up towards the ceiling. 2 more. On the last one, keep the arms lifting and make little circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse the circle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your elbows, and if you're in mini swan, lower your forehead back down. All right, now come onto hands and knees. You're going to take your right arm out. We're going to do a yoga pose called thread the needle. So right arm is reaching out. You're going to bend your elbow, slip that right arm underneath your body, so kind of near where your navel is, underneath. Slide it to the left. Slowly bend your left elbow until you can rest your right cheek and right shoulder on the floor. If that is not possible, you could get a yoga block, you could get a pillow, you could get a bolster, a foam roller, something that you could rest to help you, something to prop on if maybe you can get to here and that's as far as you can go. But if you can't go all the way down, and stay here and breathe. A couple more deep breaths. And then using the left hand, push yourself back up and switch sides. You're going to reach your left arm out to the side, slip it underneath you, slowly bend your right elbow to either rest on your yoga block, your yoga bolster, a pillow, a foam roller, and then stay here and breathe. And that right hand's there to give you some support. A couple more deep breaths. And then push yourself back up. Sit back in child's pose again. Once again, you can always have a pillow or a bolster or a foam roller underneath you. If you, this much knee flexion bothers you, arms are stretched out in front of you. Walk your hands to the right. Reach your left fingertips towards the front right corner of your mat and breathe into your left ribs. And then walk your hands to the left, reaching the right fingertips towards the left front corner of your mat, and breathe into your right ribs. And walk your hands forward. All right, now, last thing with your prop. So you need either your can or your weighted ball. Either one. You could even try it with a can this time, and next time you do the video, switch and use something a little bit heavier. The can's going to be lighter. Your choice. I'm going to do the weighted ball today, but just know this is 2 pounds, and that's about as heavy as you need to go. You're going to lie on your side. Either have a pillow under your head or use your arm as a pillow. You could also stretch the arm out if that's more comfortable, your choice. You're going to stack your top hip on top of your bottom hip. Take the ball into your top hand and your elbows bent by your sides. The ball or the can or the 1 or 2 pound hand weight is reaching forward. And you're going to take your prop and reach it forward and bend your elbow back. Like our other exercises, trying to keep the collarbones wide and the shoulder blades wide. Gotta keep your navel in towards your spine. 4 more. And if whatever prop you're holding, if even that's too much, you can do this without a prop. You could also do this holding onto a yoga block or a bouncy ball. That would also work too. Now this time, keep the ball out. You're going to rotate as if you're turning a doorknob to one side and then to the other. Rotating the arm in and out. Make sure it's not just the wrist rotating your prop, turning that doorknob, but the entire arm from the shoulder to the elbow to the wrist. 3 more. And check that your top shoulder is away from your ear. Last one. Rotate the ball or the prop, whatever prop you have, out. So you're trying to get your thumb up towards the ceiling and stay there with that thumb up and do little circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and reverse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And stay here. Lift your prop up a few inches and lower it back down. So it's never going to go straight up to the ceiling, just up maybe a foot or so at the most. And last one. Lower it down. Woo, and a few slow arm circles. And then reverse the direction. All right, sit yourself up. Other side. Grab your prop. And either make a pillow with your head, stretch the arm out long, or rest your head on a pillow. Stack your top hip on top of your bottom hip. Grab your prop, elbow is bent, navel's into your spine. And I'd suggest on an exhale, reaching your prop forward and bending your elbow back. So as I'm reaching forward, I'm not trying to touch the wall in front of me. I'm just straightening my elbow and then bending it back in. 2 more. On the next one, keep it out and turn that doorknob in and out. So thumb rotating down, thumb rotating up. And watch that it's not coming just from the wrist or the elbow, but also from that shoulder. Try to get that upper arm bone moving in the socket. 2 more. Last one, rotate the arms so that the thumb's pointed up towards the ceiling, like I said, way up from that shoulder, and say their little circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse the circle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and I want to keep that thumb up, lift the prop up, and lower it back down and lift it up, just about a foot. Not straight up in the air, that'll give you a short break. This is harder. And last one, gently lower your prop back down, whoo, and arm circles. And if you felt like that prop was too heavy or too light, you're welcome next time around to switch to a different prop. Last one, everybody's going to come into puppy pose. So reach your hands way out in front of you. Sit your tush back. And here, really reach those fingertips forward and bring your chest down towards the mat and tush up in the air. And stay here and breathe. And thank you, everyone. And that's your workout for today. Bye-bye.